Right now at 6, police stop a dangerous 120-mile-per-hour chase that started with a stolen Kansas City vehicle.
And we've got partly cloudy skies out there to start our day, a hot day ahead of us. So look at your forecast coming up.
Plus, 3 people remain in critical condition after a shooting at a Colorado high school.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 6 a.m. I'm Elise Noe.
And I'm Chris Warner. It is now Thursday. It's September the 11th, and of course, 24th anniversary of the September 11th attack. So more on that, and of course, more on the CBS Morning News. As for us, it is going to be second summer is settling in as temperatures begin to climb across the area. We'll start with a live look outside downtown Pittsburgh, where skies are partly cloudy out there, and it's the same from MoDOT camera 20th and range line in Joplin, looking pretty good this morning as well. So future track, there's really not a lot to show today. We'll have partly cloudy skies to start, and we'll go mostly clear by noon as skies continue to clear, and then we'll just have clear skies through the rest of our afternoon and evening. And temperatures, though, are going to start warming. In fact, we're a little warmer for some of us out there this morning. Not too bad to start the day. We're at 66 in Joplin City. It's 63 now in Pittsburgh. And across the area, it's a mix. Most of us in the mid to upper 60s. We do have some low to mid 60s out there. Bentonville still the warmer spot, now down to 68 from 69 earlier. And our cooler spots are those 63s, Fort Scott, Pittsburgh, Nevada, and Sedan so far this morning. Kids getting on the bus, partly cloudy, mid 60s. We'll have a few clouds for lunch and recess time, mid 80s out there. And as they head home this afternoon, sunny skies, no umbrella necessary, and right about 90 degrees. So we're going to average about 90 for our high. So that means some upper 80s, some low 80s, or low 90s will be possible. Mid 70s by 9, mid 80s by noon, and we'll have that south breeze at about 5 to 10 miles an hour. Temperatures, unfortunately, will continue to climb over the next several days. We'll take a look at that and when some relief from this heat might arrive here in just a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, we'll see you soon, Chris. Thanks. Authorities charge a man in connection to a Monday night shooting. McDonald County Sheriff's deputies responded to the call around 9:22 that evening. Dispatch notified authorities the victim had been shot around the neck and head area. Upon arrival, deputies found the victim holding a towel over his left ear. He said this man, Christopher Drum of Neosho, had shot him and then left with another person. Troopers found the vehicle Drum had left in, where they also found a rifle. They say they found Drum walking along the highway looking for his phone. Prosecutors have charged Drum with felony domestic assault in the first degree and felony armed criminal action. Well, an attempted traffic stop in Sarcoxie, Missouri turns into chase all the way into Springfield. Police notified a suspicious vehicle and discovered it was stolen from Kansas City. The vehicle fled for more than 50 miles with speeds topping 120 miles per hour, all while the driver threw multiple items out of the window. Springfield police and Greene County deputies were able to spike the car, block it in, and arrest the driver. These are pictures of the car. Police say this man, Jason Maloney of Kansas City, has been charged with felony aggravated fleeing or Valentine's Law and a first-degree felony for the stolen vehicle. He's being held in the Jasper County Jail on a no-bond hold. Sarcoxie police say this is the 4th stolen vehicle case with Jason Maloney. And authorities in Parsons, Kansas, charge this man, Khalid Rashard Lathrop Ragland, in connection with a stolen vehicle and weapons possession. Monday night, Parsons police responded to an alert from the city's flock camera system identifying a car reported stolen out of Midlothian, Texas. Parsons officers located the vehicle in a parking lot. When approached, Ragland ran away but was caught in a wooded area and taken into custody. Officers discovered 2 handguns inside the stolen vehicle. Ragland is charged with possession of stolen property, criminal possession of a weapon, and interference with law enforcement. And our community stories are often uncovered, and that's of course thanks to you, our viewers. We invite you to share your news tips with us. You can scan this QR code and you'll be taken to a form where you can submit a tip quickly and easily. Your voice helps keep our community informed and connected. Thank you for being a part of our story. Well, at least 3 people are in critical condition after a shooting at a Colorado high school yesterday. Authorities in Evergreen, Colorado say they responded to reports of a, quote, active assailant near Evergreen High School. A spokesperson for a local area hospital is reporting 3 victims are in critical condition related to the incident. There's no word on whether a suspect has been apprehended. Now to the shooting and death of a conservative activist and influencer, Charlie Kirk. This morning, authorities continue to search for the person who shot the 31-year-old in front of a crowd of thousands during one of his campus debates at Utah Valley University. Police say they do believe it was a targeted attack. CBS News' Jared Hill is in New York with more on the tragic incident and the outpouring of tributes for Kirk.
Conservative activist Charlie Kirk tossed hats into a crowd of thousands, settling in at Utah Valley University for one of his famous campus debates. He was taking a question about gun violence and mass shootings when a single shot rang out, piercing Kirk's neck. He later died.
He just fell backwards and then we ducked and hid behind some stairs.
This morning, a manhunt is underway for the person who shot the 31-year-old husband and father of 2 young children.
I want to be very clear that this is a political assassination.
Utah's Department of Public Safety believes the suspect fired the bullet from the roof of a nearby building up to 200 yards away, sources tell CBS News. 2 persons of interest were taken into custody and later released Wednesday after police said they were not connected to the shooting. One of them has been charged with obstruction of justice. Supporters brought flowers to the Phoenix offices of Turning Point USA, the organization Kirk founded to motivate young conservatives.
He was one of ours. He was a champion of everything we believe.
Leaders across the political spectrum, including all current and former presidents, swiftly condemned the deadly shooting. On social media, President Trump called Kirk, who was an influential MAGA ally, a martyr for truth and freedom.
Because of this heinous act, Charlie's voice has become bigger and grander than ever before.
The president has ordered flags to fly half-staff on federal buildings through Sunday in Kirk's honor. Jared Hill, CBS News.
Utah's governor pointed to recent acts of political violence targeting prominent Democrats and Republicans, saying our nation is broken. Salt Lake City's FBI field office has set up a tip line for any information to help find a suspect. That's a look at this morning's top stories and weather coming up on the KOAM Morning News. A deadly strike in a diplomatic district kills 6 people and threatens to derail ceasefire talks. Plus, more than 222,000 Missourian seniors live with Alzheimer's. This Saturday's Walk to End Alzheimer's aims to change that. And hot conditions across the 4 states. Chris has another look at your forecast. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. Time now, 6:07. We'll be right back. Well, topping World Watch, Qatari security forces and emergency crews were out in full force yesterday at the site of an Israeli strike in Doha. A targeted attack that killed at least 6 people in a diplomatic district where Hamas leaders had gathered to discuss a U.S.-backed ceasefire. The strike, which Israel says used precision-guided weapons, drew widespread international condemnation and raised tensions across the region. Hamas claims its top leaders survived, but 5 others were killed, including the son of a senior Hamas negotiator, in a move that now threatens to derail ceasefire talks and escalate the conflict further. Poland says it shot down Russian drones that entered its airspace headed for Ukraine. The incident marks the first time a NATO aircraft engaged in potential threats in Allied airspace. A White House official tells CBS News President Trump will speak with Poland's president. Natalie Brand has the details from the White House.
Polish and NATO fighter jets rushed to respond after the country's prime minister said a number of Russian drones violated Poland's airspace. No casualties have been reported, but the government is assessing the damage on the ground. The prime minister says they're likely dealing with a large-scale provocation and prompted Poland's government to invoke Article 4 of the NATO treaty to start emergency talks.
Whether it was intentionally or not, it is absolutely reckless.
NATO's Secretary General Mark Rutte delivered a strong warning to Russia to stop its war on Ukraine and aggression in the region.
Allies are resolved to defend every inch of Allied territory.
This looks like a deliberate attempt by Russia to test NATO's resolve.
Professor Brian Taylor is an expert on the region.
If there is no NATO response, I think we could expect to see these sorts of probes continue on the part of Russia.
The incident comes just a week after President Trump hosted Poland's president here at the White House and suggested the U.S. could increase its troop presence in the country.
We're with Poland all the way, and we will help Poland protect itself.
President Trump Wednesday morning on social media posted, "What's with Russia violating Poland's airspace with drones? Here we go." The U.S. ambassador to NATO said, "We stand by our NATO allies in the face of these airspace violations and will defend every inch of NATO territory." Russia says it did not target Poland. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
Before the airspace violation, President Trump was asked when he will next talk to Russian President Vladimir Putin, and he said he thinks this week or next. It's still to come. Folks in Crawford County hit the state park to learn more about protecting pollinators. Plus, hot conditions heading into the weekend. Chris returns with another look at your forecast. Well, folks were encouraged to get outside and learn more about nature thanks to a Crawford County Conservation District program. KOAM's Kenny Foreman went to Crawford State Park to learn what it's all about.
The Crawford County Conservation District is encouraging people to learn more about pollination through their month-long Parks for Pollinators campaign. To promote the campaign, the district held a BioBlitz event at Crawford County State Park.
You have people in the community who are becoming immersed in nature. They're getting a chance to get out to their parks.
Park visitors can take part by downloading the iNaturalist app on their phones, where they can upload photos of insects, animals, and plants. District Manager Mindy Goebel says those photos can help experts get a better sense of the environment.
This is helping researchers or some sort of document people be able to better track how our environment's doing and help find ways to improve it and fix things before things are gone forever, before species come extinct.
Also on hand was retired biologist Dan Mosier of the Heartland Beekeeping Association.
Today I'm here with this event to have the opportunity to talk to people about pollinators, specifically honeybees. People know a lot about honeybees, but often they don't know how many other pollinators exist.
He'll tell you that without pollinators, it's a bit more tricky to get food suitable enough for the table.
If you don't have pollinators and aren't supporting something to improve pollination, and then it kind of reduces a lot of the fruit crops, a lot of the fruiting crops, and some of the vegetable crops, and how well they can survive.
In Crawford County, Kenny Foreman, KOAM News.
The iNaturalist app is free of charge and anyone is allowed to participate. Let's take it on over now to Chris for a quick look at your forecast.
Yeah, we are going to have partly cloudy skies out there today. Highs about 90 degrees. We'll be back with more of the KOAM Morning News. Full look at your forecast right after this. Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News. 6:21 now on this Thursday morning. Starting with a live look from the MoDOT camera, 20th and Rangeline in Joplin. We've got just a couple of cars out there, folks, getting their day underway, and it's a pretty decent start to the day temperature-wise. However, it is going to start to heat up. Future track over the next couple of days, there's really not a lot to show on it. We'll have partly cloudy skies through the morning, and we'll have skies clearing as we head into the afternoon, so just plentiful sunshine. Unfortunately, it's also going to lead to a beginning of a second summer, if you will, as we head through the next several days. And to tomorrow morning, we start with clear skies, then we'll start to go partly cloudy or mostly clear to partly cloudy out there as we head into the afternoon hours on our Friday. We will remain dry. The biggest difference between tomorrow and today, it's going to be a little warmer, and the winds will be out of the southwest. It's really the only changes that we're going to have out there. Well, partly cloudy skies through the day again on Friday, overnight, and into Saturday. Now, Future Track is suggesting maybe by about 4 or 5 o'clock, maybe a couple of isolated pop-up showers or thunderstorms in our eastern counties. If we see anything, the chances are very low, but it's something we'll keep an eye on. We also have that chance into Sunday as well. But again, anything we see through the weekend is going to be very isolated at best, just because we're not going to really see much. We have that high pressure in control. It's going to keep us dry and hot over the next several days. All right, so getting the day started, upper 60s, near 70 by 8 o'clock this morning, low 80s by 11 a.m. We'll continue again with partly cloudy skies out there. Heading into the afternoon, skies again will begin to clear, and our high today about 90. So again, some upper 80s, some low 90s. It'll be right about 90 though for most of us. South winds will be 5 to 10 miles an hour. As we head into the evening, clear skies continue. Now, because we're heating up, of course, it means our evenings will be a little warmer as well. Still into the mid-70s by 10 o'clock tonight. We're going to go upper 60s and some low 70s overnight. South winds continuing at 5 to 10. Again, southwest winds tomorrow, 5 to 10 miles an hour. Still partly cloudy, a little hotter, low to mid-90s, and we settle in to the low to mid-90s Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, low to mid-90s. And then, as again, still a consistency, which we like consistencies, is for Thursday, where we're looking at a wave coming in, brings us some slight rain chances out there, but does start to bring our temperatures back to fall-like levels as we head into next weekend, with those temperatures dropping back in the low to mid-80s. That's a check of your forecast. We're going to send it over to Elise now with Health Watch.
All right, Chris, thanks. So topping Health Watch this morning, Saturday marks an important step in the fight against Alzheimer's disease. Across Missouri, more than 222,000 seniors over the age of 65 are living with the disease. That's according to the Alzheimer's Association. Organizers of this weekend's Walk to End Alzheimer's are calling on the community to join the cause, reminding us the journey to end this devastating disease starts with just one step.
A DJ with music, and we have a dog contest as well, dog dress up contest, and we have food and drink, music and fun. It's just a way for the community to get together and raise awareness for Alzheimer's and dementia. So we're trying to raise funds. We're actually at 70% to our goal. So come on out and have a great time with us.
Saturday's event will be held at Mercy Park in Joplin. Registration begins at 8:30 a.m. More details on our website, KOAMnewsnow.com. And death rates from cancer, heart disease, and stroke are declining worldwide, but progress is slowing. A new Imperial College London study found improvements in fighting chronic disease, especially in industrialized nations. Now, researchers say better medications and screening for diabetes, high blood pressure, and cholesterol are helping, but many parts of the world still don't have access to life-saving health care. And wellness can vary depending on where in America you live, and researchers at the University of Toronto study found that people living in the northeastern and midwestern U.S. tend to have higher physical, social, and financial well-being, but people in the South have a greater sense of purpose and community identity than people in other regions. The findings suggest systemic disparities in the South are offset by culture and community support. And people with chronic insomnia are 40% more likely to develop dementia or cognitive issues. A study published in the journal Neurology showed that people who have trouble sleeping for at least 3 days a week experience brain aging as much as 4 years faster than normal. The research adds to growing evidence that sleep isn't just about rest, it's also about brain health. Well, doulas have become popular in recent years. Now, a doula is a non-medical professional who provides physical, emotional, and informational support during childbirth. But what about if a baby's birth doesn't go as planned? Well, there's a nonprofit providing that kind of support for free. Megan Shin has more.
Something that I really treasure.
More than a treasure.
He was wrapped in this blanket. I got to hold him.
These mementos hold priceless memories of Jennifer Stamfell's son, Judah.
It has been the most difficult time in my life.
Difficult because Stamfell's body prematurely went into labor, delivering Judah at 20 weeks.
Losing him after wanting him so badly.
So badly, she endured IVF treatments. And when doctors told her Judah's arriving too early, they offered a bereavement doula.
I said, I don't even know what that is.
Pittsburgh Bereavement Doulas supports those experiencing miscarriage, stillbirth, and early infant loss.
We can't change diagnoses, but what are your hopes if this happens? What are your hopes if this happens? What's important to you?
Bereavement doulas are contingency planners. Through this nonprofit, they help navigate logistics, but never lose focus on the heart.
In perinatal loss, a lot of parents have suffered regrets. They don't remember what their baby's face looks like. They don't remember how it feels to hold their baby in their arms. It just meant everything. It really did.
Doulas create memories like bathing the baby, custom bracelets, and photos.
And when you're in that moment, you don't think of these things.
Grief freezes people temporarily, but Pittsburgh Bereavement Doulas thaws the shock.
It helps me process it. It helps me understand that he was here. He was real, and he was such a big part of my life, even for those 5 months.
Stamfell says she wants other families to know they're not alone and support is out there. Megan Shin, CBS News, Pittsburgh.
Now, the doula's care also extends to the entire family, and that's a look at some of today's top health stories. We're back with another half hour of news and weather right after this. Good morning. I'm Elise Snowy with your KOAM News update. An attempted traffic stop in Sarcoxie, Missouri turned into a chase all the way into Springfield. Police noticed a suspicious vehicle and discovered it was stolen from Kansas City. Vehicle fled for more than 50 miles with speed stopping 120 miles per hour, all while the driver threw multiple items out of the window. Springfield police and Greene County deputies were able to spike the car, block it in, and arrest the driver. A conservative activist Charlie Kirk is dead after being shot during a college event in Utah. The 31-year-old CEO of Turning Point USA was killed yesterday at Utah Valley University during his American Comeback Tour. Kirk built a conservative youth movement and became a top ally of President Trump. His organization helped run Get Out the Vote efforts for Trump's 2024 campaign. The White House lowered flags to have staff to pay tribute to the conservative commentator.
For some, a few clouds, skies clearing, temperatures about 90 degrees today. As we head into the evening, skies will remain clear. We'll be into the upper 60s and low 70s, and our heat wave continues into the weekend. Low to mid 90s, maybe an isolated storm on Sunday. We might get some relief by next Friday and Saturday.
Right now at 6:30, Carl Junction's political battle continues as the impeached mayor files a court petition to reclaim his job.
And we've got some partly cloudy skies to start the day. Temperatures heating up as we head into the afternoon. A look at your forecast coming up.
Plus, Pittsburgh votes to raise the city's property tax rate. Why the city manager says it's a necessary move.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 6:32. I'm Elise Snowy.
I'm Chris Warner. It is now Thursday, September the 11th in the 4 states, and we've got a hot day ahead of us out there. In fact, today won't be as bad as it's going to get heading into the upcoming weekend as we kind of get a second summer ahead of actual fall, which should start a little later this month. Let's start with that live look downtown Pittsburgh. Beautiful sunrise out there this morning. Skies are partly cloudy, but they will begin to clear as we head into the afternoon. MoDOT camera. 20th and Range Line in Joplin looking good as well. And you can see a little bit of that sun, that daylight. You can see some of those clouds out there on the camera. Future track, not a lot to show. Skies again will clear as we head into the afternoon and evening hours. So plentiful sunshine out there, which will also lead to plentiful warm temperatures. And we'll have that southerly breeze as well. So the nice thing though is this evening it's a little warmer. You might be able to go out and sit in the front yard, enjoy the weather a little bit. We're at 66 in Joplin right now, 63 in Pittsburgh, and as we take a look at temperatures across the region, they look like this. We've got low, mid, and upper 60s, kind of a blend of all across the region. Sedan right now looks to be the cool spot, sitting at 62 degrees, and we've got Neosho and Bentonville both as the warmer spots, sitting at 68. Kids getting on the bus, we're looking around the mid 60s as they head out the door, partly cloudy, just a few clouds by lunch and recess, mid 80s, and about 90 by the time they either get on that bus to head home or if they're walking home. No umbrella needed today. In fact, no umbrella needed for the next few days out there. Mid 70s by 9, mid 80s by noon. Again, highs about 90, so some upper 80s up north, maybe some lower 90s down south, and that south breeze around 5 to 10 miles an hour. These temperatures will continue to climb. Thankfully, they don't skyrocket on us, which is good, but they will get hotter as we head into the upcoming weekend. We'll talk about that and when we might get some relief from this heat in just a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, Chris, thanks. We'll see you in just a bit. Well, the former Carl Junction Mayor Mike Mosk asked the Jasper County judge to overturn his impeachment. In a petition filed this week, Moss argues the City Council acted beyond its authority when it voted 6-2 to remove him from office last month. Now, his attorney says the council's resolution violated state law, relied on evidence outside Moss's time in office, and denied him a fair trial. Moss is now asking the court to reinstate him as mayor while the case is under review and for the Board of Aldermen to pay his attorney fees. The city of Carthage fills 2 key government positions. The appointments took place last night during a closed city council session. Mayor Mike Flanagan announced the appointment of Richard Bonine as the City Parks and Recreation Director and Chad Deininger as the city's Chief of Police. Bonine was the committee's unanimous decision. He brings more than 15 years experience in Parks and Recreation management to the position. The committee also unanimously appointed Deininger to the position of Chief of Police. Deininger, a Carthage native and graduate of Carthage High School, brings nearly 30 years of law enforcement experience to the position. In Pittsburgh, property owners face higher taxes after the city council votes to exceed state revenue limits. The council voted 3-2 to exceed the revenue neutral rate and pass the city budget. Now, state law requires cities to keep tax revenue at the same level each year through the revenue neutral rate, but the council chose to override that rule. Property owners will now pay about 3% more in taxes each year. Darren Hall explains why the council says it had to raise taxes.
I think the general fund's up about $1 million, which is about 3% over last year. I mean, we've gone through and calculated all the insurance, the raises, the cost of personnel, our benefits, electricity, all the utilities, the cost of goods. And so when you work all that into the formula, our costs have gone up about 3% at a minimum.
Now, this is the third time the city has voted to exceed the revenue neutral rate in recent years. And county commissioners are looking to give the McDonald County Courthouse a facelift. Now, this comes after the county has battled leaks in the building for years. KWM Samantha Walker has the details.
For years now, McDonald County officials have battled leaks at the county courthouse.
It seems like over the courtrooms, of course, the seams, places where hold water, it's a flat roof, so places that hold water are where the leaks occur. We're responsible for maintaining the county facilities, and our courthouse being the biggest facility we have in the county. So in that process, we're wanting to make sure that that building's repaired and taken care of to last us for a long time.
The county has repeatedly made repairs to the roof, but now it's come to a time that a total replacement is needed.
By the suggestion of the guys doing our repairs, saying they've made about as many repairs as they can, and it's time to replace the whole thing.
The project would see the complete removal of the current roof, installation of a new roof with a 20-year plus lifespan, waterproofing, and a replacement of all gutters and downspouts. The commission is accepting bids on this project until September 29th because they want to get work started soon.
Something we want to get done here as soon as possible. Again, we're responsible as a county commission to maintain our county facilities. This again is our biggest facility here in the county, and we want to make sure that it's taken care of to protect the county's investment.
At this time, county officials don't know exactly how much the roof replacement project will cost.
We're taking bids from anyone and everyone and open to all bids, and I'm sure it will be a high number, but it's something that has to be done.
Reporting in McDonald County, Samantha Walker, KOAM News.
The project will need to be completed by mid-December to ensure payment in the 2025 fiscal year. If you're interested in submitting a bid for the project, we have the details on how to do so on our website, KOAMnewsnow.com. And the Mackey Green Memorial Park in Annapolis, Kansas has been a community staple since 1980, but the playground equipment is now unsafe for children. Run by dedicated volunteers, the park is a hub for gatherings, including the annual 4th of July celebration. The volunteers created a fundraiser aiming to raise $30,000 to revitalize and preserve the current equipment while adding new pieces of equipment for park goers.
We have the manpower, we just don't have the money to do it, and so that's kind of the hard part. So we're just going to keep applying for grants and hope that, you know, in the next year or so that we reach our goal and get our new equipment.
Now, as of yesterday, the community has raised close to $14,000. And that's a look at our top news stories coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. The government is investigating how it counts jobs after discovering the U.S. added nearly 1 million fewer jobs than reported. Plus, Uber takes to the skies. The rideshare company partners with Joby Aviation to add helicopter rides to its app next year. We'll have the latest. Time now, 6:39. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. In Consumer Watch, the Labor Department's Inspector General's office is launching a probe of how the Bureau of Labor Statistics collects and reports economic data. It comes a day after the agency released one of the largest downward revisions to its payroll estimates, finding that the U.S. labor market added more than 900,000 fewer jobs in the 12-month period ending in March 2025 than previously reported. Last month, President Trump fired former BLS Commissioner Erica McIntyre following the release of a disappointing July jobs report. And Uber's ride-sharing service is going airborne. The company says it's partnering with Joby Aviation to add helicopter rides to its app next year. The air taxi service recently purchased Blade Air Mobility, a company that transports passengers by chopper and plane, in a deal worth $125 million. A spokesperson for Joby Aviation tells CBS News the company does not have details on routes or pricing at this time, but believes airport connections will be appealing to consumers. And with Halloween a little more than a month away, Mars is adding another flavor to its M&M's lineup. The new M&M's Honey Roasted Peanut combines sweet with salty. The permanent flavor hits store shelves this month. That's a look at Consumer Watch this morning. Let's take it on over now to Chris for another quick look at your forecast.
Yeah, got a beautiful start to the day. Partly cloudy skies out there. Temperatures, though, heating up as we roll into second summer. Well, details on that and how our weekend is shaping up when the KOAM Morning News returns. Time now is 6:44. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Time now for some Thursday birthdays in the 4 states, and we are going to begin with Lucas Hendricks in Parsons, celebrating birthday number 8 today. Happy birthday.
And in Pittsburgh, a happy 9th birthday to Caroline Falk.
And we've got Tucker Pike in Nevada, celebrating birthday number 11 today. Happy birthday.
And a happy 28th birthday to Dylan Coles. It says, happy birthday, love you from Mom, Sean, Hunter, and Grayson.
And in St. Paul, Rick Clark celebrating birthday number 53 today. Happy birthday, Rick.
And in Carl Junction, a happy 14th anniversary to Chris and Kaylee Dooley.
And in Parsons, Matt and Amber Alloway celebrating their 15th year of wedded bliss. Happy anniversary.
And happy birthday to Mary Jo Little in Walnut.
Heading over to Chanute, Janet Maher celebrating another year wiser. Happy birthday, Janet.
And in Columbus, a happy birthday to Holly Johnson. It says here, happy birthday from your family.
And we've got Donna Richardson celebrating a birthday in Joplin today. Very happy birthday and anniversary to everyone on our list. And of course, I know you really want to celebrate your special occasion or perhaps even your loved one's special occasion. And you can do so very easily by listening to Elise Noe.
Yes, please submit your birthdays and your anniversaries to birthdays@KOAMnewsnow.com. Be sure to include those wonderful photos and messages to, of course, meet the deadline that you see there at the bottom of your screen. And also, please include the date of your celebration when submitting as well.
Of course, you want to make sure you include all of that information. Of course, we do love the photos and the messages that you folks send along, so please make sure you do that as well. And please make sure you are ready for second summer, because it is arriving starting today and will last for the next several days before we get into actual fall, hopefully a little later this month. Future track, really not much to discuss out there, at least over the next couple of days. We'll have clear skies or clearing skies as we roll into the afternoon, evening hours out there for us. Clear skies overnight as well, and to start our Friday, but then we'll start to go mostly clear to partly cloudy throughout the day on Friday. Nothing too bad out there. And as we roll into our Saturday, we'll continue with partly cloudy skies overnight Friday into Saturday. Now, Future Track is picking up on something that just watching, but it is an example of what we're expecting also on Sunday. Initially, throughout the day Saturday, we're just partly cloudy, we're dry, but later in the evening, late afternoon, early evening, it's showing maybe a pop-up storm or two for Saturday. I don't believe we're really going to see much of anything, but it is at least a remote possibility. A couple of us might see a shower or two. Same on Sunday as well. Could get an isolated pop-up storm or two, but right now, with just that high pressure and control over the region, it's not looking very promising for any rain chances, which I know is also not good because we do actually need some rain out there in the 4 states, but we're looking to remain dry for quite some time out there. Sunrise this morning looks great from 7th and Rangeline. Again, as we start with those partly cloudy skies, we'll go upper 60s to about 70 by 8 o'clock this morning, going in the low 80s by 11 a.m. And then temperatures will continue to climb over the next several days, which we will break down for you here in just a moment. We'll also talk about when we might get some relief from the heat and experience fall again. All of that in just a moment, as well as your wake up recap. And if you switch on over with us at 7 a.m. to Fox 14, or of course if you are streaming on KOAM Plus, you don't have to do a thing. You just stay right where you are. And we're going to tell you about a California woman that's restored more than 200 American Girl dolls and donated them back to foster youth. That and a lot more at 7 a.m.
Well, this is your Wake Up Recap for September 11th. The top stories to start your day. Authorities in Evergreen, Colorado say they responded to reports of a, quote, active assailant near Evergreen High School. A spokesperson for a local area hospital is reporting 3 victims in critical condition related to the incident. There's no word on whether a suspect has been apprehended. And conservative activist Charlie Kirk is dead after being shot during a college event in Utah. The 31-year-old CEO of Turning Point USA was killed yesterday at Utah Valley University during his American Comeback Tour. Kirk built a conservative youth movement and became a top ally of President Trump. His organization helped run Get Out the Vote efforts for Trump's 2024 campaign. The White House lowered flags to half staff to pay tribute to the conservative commentator. And an attempted traffic stop in Sarcoxie, Missouri turned into a chase all the way into Springfield. Police noticed a suspicious vehicle and discovered it was stolen from Kansas City. The vehicle fled for more than 50 miles with speeds topping 120 miles per hour, all while the driver threw multiple items out of the window. Springfield police and Greene County deputies were able to spike the car, block it in, and arrest the driver. That's a check of today's Wake Up Recap.
And we've got the summer heat returning as we go about 90 degrees today for our high. Skies clearing into the afternoon. South winds around 5 to 10 miles an hour. Now, again, this evening, the trade-off of the warmer weather during the day is we've got a mild evening. So if you want to go out, lay on the grass, sit out on the patio, we've got clear skies. It'll look really nice. It'll be pretty comfortable. Still mid-70s by 10. So it's a great evening to relax and enjoy. We'll be into the upper 60s, low 70s overnight tonight, continuing with that south wind at about 5 to 10. And clear skies start to go partly cloudy again on Friday, and then we really start to heat up all the way into this weekend and the start of the next work week. Temperatures climbing into the low to mid 90s as we settle into a second summer. Could get an isolated storm or two Sunday, maybe a Saturday evening, but these chances very isolated, very limited at best. And we are still looking at that wave next Thursday that bring maybe some isolated showers and storms, but should take our temperatures and put them back into fall-like status into the low to mid 80s by next weekend. But still got to endure a little bit of, again, a second summer out there here in September with those temperatures climbing across the area.
Around this time next week, it's going to feel pretty nice.
Yeah, about a week from now, it'll go right back to where it's supposed to be.
Right. All right. Well, coming up today at noon, we're making the best chicken tenders ever in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
And your morning news continues on KOAM with CBS Mornings. The latest on the killing of conservative media personality Charlie Kirk, including a closer look at who he was, plus a look into the history of political violence in this country, and a talk with someone who survived a politically motivated attack.
Or you can switch on over with us on Fox 14, where your only local morning news continues. This morning, Dustin Luno with the Joplin Fire Department joins us to discuss everything you need to know about Fire Prevention Month coming up in October.
Plus, details on the Boeing deal that ended the union strike in St. Louis. We'll have all of that at 7 a.m. It's going to wrap it up for us for now here on the KOAM side of things. We'll see you tomorrow morning at 5 a.m.
And we'll see you today at noon.